No positive gains of Alaghodaro summit to Edo people. Obaseki showed the 13% derivation funds to Edo State. Edo APC na him talk this one. All Progressives Congress APC for Edo State don yarn Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki make e tell Edo people wetin dey do with the 13% derivation fund wey President Buhari give oil producing states. Edo APC talk this one through the state chairman Colonel David Muse retired for one press conference wey shele on Monday for Edo State APC Secretariat. Colonel Muse retired talk say make Edo State government yarn Edo people the amount wey dem receive as arrears of the 13% derivation fund and the development for the oil and gas producing communities for inside Edo State.
Gentlemen of the press, you are aware that our governor, the state governor, has gone wide. Last time you were here, we took time to highlight some of the many anti-people policies and programs with the clueless government of the state, led by Emperor Godwin Obaseki. The Ogbomayese the first of Edo Republic has inflicted on Edo State. Today we invited you because the governor has committed more atrocities. Throw caution to the wind, like a bull on the heat, about to commit political harakiri. As you are aware, since Nigeria's Fourth Republic began in 1999, Edo State and other oil and gas producing states that make up the Niger Delta are entitled to the 13% derivation fund sanctioned by the 1999 Constitution as amended. In actual fact, Section 162, Subsection 2 of the Constitution stipulates that the 13% derivation fund is for the exclusive use of oil and gas producing communities as compensation for loss of fishing rights and productive farmland as a result of oil and gas exploration and production activities in the beneficiary states. Last week, Rivers State Governor, Mr. Nyesom Wike, revealed that he has been able to erect 12 flyovers across the state capital, Port Harcourt, using funds from the 13% derivation Rivers State received. He said, whereas all presidents since 1999 failed to pay the 13% derivation funds due to the Niger Delta states, President Muhammad Buhari recently approved and paid the Niger Delta state the over 9 trillion naira due to them. This is why we are asking the Edo State Governor, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, to tell Edo people what he has done with the billions of naira, approximately 200 billion, Mr. President released to Edo State. Godwin Obaseki should tell Edo people the total amount the state government received as 30% derivation fund as arrears dating back to 1999. The development project in the oil and gas producing communities of Edo State, which he dedicated the arrears of the 30% derivation fund to, if any. We want a full list, the amount involved, and the contractors who did the jobs. He should also explain why he has deliberately refused to specify amount received as 30% derivation fund in his 2023 budget estimates. Mr. Obaseki has been busy maligning the federal government, accusing it of printing paper money to fund statutory allocations and mismanagement of the national economy. Whereas, as a deliberate policy, he has been pocketing Edo State monies by mismanaging the derivation funds. Since Edo State does not have a functional House of Assembly to checkmate Obaseki, Edo people should demand the governor publicly indicate the whereabouts of the said fund. Information available to us shows that he deliberately hid the money so as to use it for the coming election, for vote buying, especially for the House of Assembly elections.
On top Edo residency card, APC talks in only federal government get the power to decide who Niger citizen be according to Section 25 and Section 26 of Niger Constitution.
As a party, we outrightly condemn and unequivocally condemn the plot by the Edo State government to issue residency identity cards to Nigerians residing in the state as part of its plan for the development, growth, and progress of the state after spending 6 years in office. Our rejection of this fake card is based on Section 25 and 26 of the Nigerian Constitution as amended. The sections explain that the power to decide who a citizen of Nigeria is the federal government, and that is being taken care of with the national identity card number. You recall that earlier this year, the state governor said all persons residing in Edo will be registered and given identity card which will be linked to their bank verification number for proper identification due to the growing trend of insecurity in the state. Today, he said the Edo State resident identity card is for people living in the state and for those who want to stay in Edo and will now be linked to the NIN, National Identity Number. Governor Obaseki is displaying ignorance if he claims not to be aware that the citizenship of Nigeria and by extension residency is a status that is legally granted to all Nigerians by birth or naturalization and enables them to enjoy all the privileges and responsibilities that come with that status. If the Edo State government is serious about identifying all Nigerians residing in the state, the simple process is to boost awareness about the national identity number, encourage more citizens to get their NIN, and thereafter liaise with the relevant federal agencies to get the data for all Edo residents.
On top Alaghodaro summit, APC talks in another avenue to waste taxpayers' money and celebrate the incompetence of Governor Obaseki. APC constantly allege say Governor Obaseki don't illegally register one company to continue the summit even after they come off for office.
For the past 6 years, Mr. Godwin Obaseki has wasted Edo taxpayers' funds in celebrating his incompetence with the event he called Alaghodaro Summit. In fact, the summit is a covert operation codenamed Obaseki, where the scamming of Edo people is carefully planned and rehearsed for eventual execution. Hence, nothing positive has ever emanated from the exercise. This year, Mr. Godwin Obaseki has illegally registered a company called Alaghodaro Company Limited with his cronies and business allies as shareholders in the hope that his successor in office will continue with the annual scamming event. This is a governor who cannot account for all the monies he has received from the federation account since he took office, while wasting billions of naira on such white elephant projects like the Benin Enterprise and Industrial Park, the Benin Innovation Hub, Edo Tech Park, Edo Refinery and Petrochemical Company, the Gelegele Seaport, the University of Innovation, the Edo North Airport, the Benin Technical College, claiming that he has boosted the growth of a non-existent private sector. Gentlemen,
APC constitute mouth for the talk when be say Edo State government want demolish Nigeria Union of Journalists Secretariat and the sale of Edo Line and Edo House.
you are fully aware that Mr. Obaseki has tacitly created an Edo State Minister of Demolition with a queer woman in charge who knows next to nothing about town or physical planning or urban development. The ministry, with Obaseki's approval, recently decided to demolish the Nigeria Union of Journalists Secretariat on the Reservation Road, Benin City, and acquire the land. To deceive Edo journalists, the government claimed that the proposed demolition is not true. Just the same manner he denied the demolition of the Central Hospital. It is public knowledge that the building dates back to the 1960s on a plot donated by the Oba of Benin, Oba Kenzwa II. He says his interest in the building is because it borders walls and moats in Benin City. An archaeologist and specialist architect has visited the area around the moat with a view to determining how best to assist National Commission on Museum and Monuments with the preservation of the moats. This is the same governor who wanted to fraudulently acquire and preserve looted Benin artifacts dating back to 1897, being returned from overseas by promising to build an illegal museum in Benin City, whereas they belong to the palace of the Oba of Benin. Why this sudden fraudulent interest in preserving the Benin moat? For a man who condemns every federal government policy at will, it is strange that Mr. Obaseki will be interested in assisting the federal-sponsored National Commission of Museum and Monuments with preserving the moat. What a black lie. We call on Mr. Obaseki to leave the NUJ complex as it is. We know that he has earlier earmarked portions of the Edo Broadcasting Service Station for demolition. This is coming after he has demolished the veterinary clinic, the State Minister of Agriculture and Natural Resources, the headquarters of the Edo State Library, the Central Hospitals, and the Nigeria Observer. This is in addition to over 300 private properties, including homes. He ordered demolished at Iriri and Everons in the name of a new town project for Benin City. Mr. Obaseki's insatiable appetite to appropriate the legacies assets of Edo State to himself, cronies and sycophants, knows no bound. His latest interest at the Edo House in Lagos and the Edo Line in Benin City. Need he be reminded that the extant court ruling on the Edo House is alive and well. Our call on Mr. Obaseki is to realize that his days are numbered and that he has barely 700 days to answer the Labour governor. This is also an advice to him that nemesis will catch up with him sooner than he expects. He should not expect to go free after his exit from office, because Edo people will definitely demand their pound of flesh.
Omo Aluke Ajakaye, TMC TV News. No forget your PVC na be your power. No sell and give any politician on election day.